You should have acted. They're already here. The Elder Scrolls told of their return. Their defeat was merely a delay. Till the time after Oblivion opened. When the Sons of Skyrim would spill their own blood. But no one wanted to believe they even existed. And when the truth finally dawns, it dawns in fire. But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
So, I am a werewolf now. I can turn into a savage beast that kills everything around me. Though being a savage, mindless creature is not exactly true. I do have the ability to think while in beast form, though it can be a struggle to think clearly. I can still think and use reason, somewhat. So I choose not to attack and kill innocents, just my enemies. Though maybe I'll give a person in my way a smack or two, but that's just the beast in me. Not me. I am telling it not to harm those ones. The power is immense, and I at the time relish it, but afterwards feel terribly guilty and unclean. Also, the thought of going to Hircine's hunting grounds in the afterlife, where I would hunt for an eternity, does not impress me. I want to go to Sovngarde where my family will be, perhaps even my daughter. So there is no way that I can be a werewolf permanently. But as for how things are right now, it would seem that there is no known cure. So it will take some conversations with those within the circle of the companions in search of a clue about a cure, and if that proves fruitless, then doing research on it, possibly at the Arcaneum at the College of Winterhold. If vampires can be cured, then so can werewolves. Of this I am sure. Now, as I said just before going under the Skyforge to drink the beast blood, that there were 2 places I missed up in the far north. I have since gone through the rest of my quests in my journal to find every last one of them, and there are actually 3 remaining up there from before. However, Aella has given me another task, which coincidentally also lies along the path north from Whiterun. So I will get to that along with the others. Can I do all 4 tasks in a short time? We shall see. But it is my goal to do it all as quickly as possible. It will be good for my mind to focus on other things than the beast now within me. While some of the companions like Aella and Score revel in it, I do not. It is merely a means to an end of which will be a very powerful moment of healing. I have already foreseen that happening in my dream. This is what I most look forward to now, and once the companions and I are cured, then I will be able to move on to other things, like the Civil War, for a start. We need to have victories out there, and not just patrols meeting to skirmish. Ulfric started it with an attempt on Whiterun, and now we will finish it with taking their cities. Dawnstar and Riften look awfully tempting right now, wouldn't you say? Let's take those and leave Ulfric to stew in his miserable old city of Windhelm. See? I am getting happier already with thoughts of victory ahead. Now, let us make it all happen. 4 quests, complete in a short order. Plus, I have the last Wolf Queen book to read. So yes, lots to do, and a lot to look forward to, and no time to dwell on the unease and apprehension I feel within me from the lycanthropy. thick clouds up ahead. We have 4 places to go to. 1, Silverdrift Lair. I've got a bounty to deal with a rogue wizard for some reason. Fort Fellhammer, where I'm to retrieve a fragment of Wuthrad for the companions. And I've written it down. Find the author of the manuscript. This is right by Dawnstar. And finally, Yngvild. Enter Yngvild Barrow off Skyrim's icy northern coast. Maybe I should have waited a few weeks to be a little less icy. Let's see if we can get to all the places quickly. Who's that? What do you want, huh? You don't stand a chance. Why are you attacking me? Actually, she's no pushover. She's tough. That was a very bad healing potion, by the way. Oh. That is not good. Forgot about that. The Black Soul Gem. Good girl. I've got to teach her how things are out here. This is more like training time. So she doesn't get upset every time she gets hurt and want to leave. Right, let's get to the first place, Silverdrift Lair. I don't know if I went in here. Bandits? Where's Serena, by the way? She should be here.
You know, you could have waited a bit.
It's been a while since I've seen you. I haven't seen you in hours.
Time to die.
I don't think that this is a big barrel to go in. Fire arrows. Nice. Alright.
Thank you.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, we have been in here. I just don't remember what was in here. Silverdrift Lair. Trying to recall it. Whatever it is, it's been a while.
I was always taught to avoid these types of ruins. I think I see...
Dead bandits. Right, so it is about dealing with the rogue wizard. There's a rogue wizard in here somewhere. A drugger. The wrong arrows. Well, I could use fire arrows for a while. This place smells really old. Door up ahead. What's this way, though? Door here. Oh, it's barred. Which means we'll be able to unlock it once we get to the other side. Remember fire arrows? Any of these enchanted arrows, they move slower than regular arrows. So if your target is really moving, it's not smart to... Watch out, watch out!
Who's there?
Stupid undead thing.
That'll teach you.
Whoa. Oh, too bad. Oh, it's gonna shout at me.
Take them on together. Not very impressive.
Not very impressive. Wasn't bad. Don't.
You stand a chance.
What is this now? What are you doing there?
Afraid to fight me?
You're the wizard I was after. College of Winterhold. Small antlers.
Who's there?
Huh.
Good night.
I think we can get out of here now. We got what we came for. Watch out. I don't care to go through this place again. Right, next place. What in the gods is this? They look like mannequins. Whoa. And I used the wrong shout. Oh, no, right up close to their face. Extreme healing. Fortify health. What are you? It's like a whole group of mannequins. I think it's just a spell. Bandits. Right, proper shout this time.
Let's see what you're made of.
Hitting from the Dragonborn. The question is, are you ready to die?
What have you got?
Yeah, they're just spells. Weirdest thing I've ever seen, actually. Probably from this one. Weird. Oh, that's one of hers. She brought it back. Yeah, sorry. But you attacked me. Wanting to kill me and take everything I had. This is what you get. Talos is over here. I know this is not the next place. Ah, ice wraiths. But I wanted to come here and pray. Anyways, hey, it's really cold. Talos, hear me. Please see me through my trial as a werewolf and bless me in my time as the Dragonborn fighting Alduin. Princess, where are you? Come on. What you doing over there? Let's go! You don't like this shrine? Well, maybe it's the mammoth over there that's scaring you. Okay, to the next place. Right, to see somebody there, or a bunch of them. One of them just said I look familiar. They're behind us too. Oh, no, these are Imperials. You gonna help us? Ah! Get up there. This is a small fort. You're the one I saw earlier. Where are you?
I'm calling. This one's
Sorry about your companion. Okay, so there's an upstairs. What is the name of this place? Retrieval. Fort Fellhammer. I don't know if this is the same place. No, not much to this place. Let's try going in here. If we can't find it, then we'll go down below. Ooh. Didn't need to pick up a basket. I don't need things like this weighing me down. Or wolf pelts. You look awful. Constance. Oh, this is cozy.
Need to find me some more lockpicks before our next
Got him. Daedric. This must be a very powerful leader among them. Boethia's armor. Wait. Oh, fragment of wolf thread. We found it. Oh, that was quick. The black arrow. Pretty sure I've read this one. Oh, green apples. I'll take apples that are food that's not full of blood, or well, I'll take your meat. Ale. Okay, let's drink. Ale. That's good. What you looking at, huh? Stupid thing. Next place. So we just sold a bunch of things in Dawnstar. And I have to find the author of a manuscript. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, it's a lighthouse up here. Not Frostflow Lighthouse. I'm pretty sure we're not there. No, that's way over there. It's another lighthouse, though. Small one. Oh. Hey, who are you?
What about you, stranger? You hear the old stories.
Huh?
Sweet enough to play on a bard's lute.
Hmm?
Something like, once upon a time in a world not unlike a dream. Sometimes I wonder if this is all just that. A story. Yours. Mine. Maybe the tavern owner's. All of Skyrim. 'Tis a cold drink of ale poured into a frozen glass.
Well, what is with you?
That's why I'm always at the lighthouse. Just to take it all in before it melts away.
You know, this
Yes.
rain's gonna melt the ice away. And the snow away. Tell me about yourself.
The name's Jasper Gerston. I'm a raider.
Breton?
Aspiring raider. Always forget that word. Funny how large the chasm is between the two.
Ah, yes. You said you're from Solitude. What made you leave Solitude?
Solitude, for lack of a better word, is suffocating.
I like it there.
It's not just the walls and the people. It's the inside of the buildings, too. They all have the same thick, musky smell. Like the kind that you find in abandoned shacks. With boarded up windows. Where the air is freckled with dust. Only in Solitude, the windows are frosted. And when the light gets filtered through them, even the sun feels cold.
Wow. Aren't you in a state of melancholy? Have you written anything notable?
I've tried. In fact, when I was in Solitude, I wrote maybe hundreds of tales. But none worth reading. I was still maturing then, looking for my voice. I would look back on something I penned a week before, shake my head at how shallow the words were, how empty they felt.
Hmm.
I began to doubt if I could write anything of substance, and found my solace at the bottom of a flagon.
Ah. Where did you go to drink?
I spent my nights at the winking skeever, and my mornings outside his door. Even Octave Son found my behavior uncouth. One night, Corpulus got fed up, kicked me out into the streets, and told me to never come back. That's when I met my muse.
The dour attitude all makes sense now. This is really all about a woman.
No, not this time. Probably never will. My muse was different. He was a warrior. An orc.
An orc warrior is your muse? What are you writing about? How to die stupidly? Who was this orc?
He was a titan, with arms like tree trunks cut from the great forest. Only, something wasn't right about the way he looked at the tavern sign. When I asked him what was wrong, he managed to force out a word. His bottom lip quivered like a child who just dropped a sweet roll. The word he said was skeever. It was a giant, with shoulders larger than the domes of the Blue Palace. And he was absolutely terrified of rats.
Interesting. What happened next?
That night, for the first time, I wrote with purpose. There was none of the doubt or fear that marred my previous work. The words came faster than I could jot them down. For 3 days and 3 nights I continued. When I was done, I knew the work was true. It was the best manuscript I had ever written. It was the best I could ever write.
Did you manage to publish it?
I tried. I bound the book and took it to a writer named Dodonato Liatelli. I told him the author was anonymous. Said so right on the first page. I didn't want his opinion colored by my presence. I'm not sure it would have mattered. You know what he told me? He said the story read like it was written by a blacksmith. And that's when I knew I was still aspiring. And maybe always will be.
Successful people are often dismissive of unknown works.
And the delusional often exaggerate their own worth. I could be a genius ahead of his time. A writer without peer. I could be a failure who doesn't belong. Scribbling words that have no soul. To walk either path is to go down a lonely road. But that is Skyrim.
Why are you here? You're Breton. Go back to High Rock where things like this are more appreciated. Or even to Cyrodiil. Skyrim, you know how Nords are. But I like books. I appreciate well-written books. What, was that speech you gave part of a novel?
It was a wandering thought, passed on to a stranger. I was looking at the ocean this morning. Came to a realization. Skyrim is a tale with no end. You flip back to a previous page, only to find that the line's been changed. But the old themes still remain. There will always be war, suffering, glory, and love. Time never grows old. It's a season unending. A story everlasting.
This isn't just any war. The fate of Nirn rests on what happens here in Skyrim.
So it did in the Great War, in the Oblivion Crisis, and countless times before. Return of an ancient evil. The birth of a new one. Somewhere out there, A hero is waking up in a strange room, in a dungeon, or in their bed, rubbing their eyes to slow music and a bottle of warm mead. Then it happens. The bard bangs his drum. The mead goes down like a knife in the throat. The city burns. A treasure is found. A boy meets a girl.
As a writer, doesn't war provide good material?
The story I wrote was about a warrior. But good tales are never about wars, but the people who fight them. That's why wars are so personal. Everyone has someone they lost.
I suppose.
Fates woven into a single room. Except mine. The world has its problems. And I have my problems. And neither one cares about the other.
Then why stay in Skyrim?
The Nords are somewhat primitive. Some still think that wearing fine clothes without fur means you worship Daedra. But simple minds can foster strong emotion. The Nords are people willing to swear their undying fealty to a weakling. That's what I'm trying to capture.
Have you written anything lately?
No. Not since Adonato rejected my last work. I'm trying a new style. Less words, more pith. As if each sentence were its own story.
It's not style that you lack, it's experience. Go out and see the world.
Traveling to Windhelm changed me in two ways. I now lack the funds to travel.
Huh.
More importantly, the Constitution.
Are you sick? Alright. Did you train at the college?
Alas, no. I've heard that a writer's words must sing from the page. A bard takes that interpretation literally. I tried it once, singing. The demand for bards is much higher than for writers, which is evident by the number of people in Skyrim who can read.
Be a poet. You certainly have the angst.
Have you ever heard of the Bard's Leap? Better quips than a poet.
Oh, really? Any words of advice?
It was a wandering thought, passed on to a stranger. I was looking at the ocean this morning. Came to a realization. Skyrim is a tale with no end. You flip back to a previous page, only to find that the line's been changed. But the old themes still remain. There will always be war, suffering, glory, and love. Time never grows old.
That's true.
It's a season unending. A story everlasting.
Wars are fought so that we can have peace.
And those who lose will never find it, till they rise to fight again.
Okay. But
Farewell.
Serana got bored. Now she's sitting over there. Well, any words of advice?
I'm the second worst person to seek advice from.
Second?
The worst is Alexander Simon. At least my failures were never published for all the world to read.
Alexander Simon. Any other words of advice?
Don't fall victim to nostalgia. It's just another kind of loneliness.
Oh, that's a weird way of thinking of nostalgia. Anything else?
If you're headed towards solitude, don't buy your drinks from the tavern. Go buy the spice wine directly from a vet's son.
Actually, I kind of agree with that. It's better than what they sell.
Don't let Corpulus see you bring it in.
Anything else?
Yes. Don't become a writer.
Who's going to write to my exploits? Definitely not Lucian. Any other words of advice?
Never ask Karita to play you a sad song. She doesn't understand melancholy.
Yeah, you're stuck right deep in it. Any other words of advice?
Live your days, so the days will not outlive you. Of course, the Nords have a word for this. It's cowardice.
Last time, any other words of advice?
A bard's song will make you pick up a sword. A soldier's life will make you put it down.
I see. I think that I will have to get the book and read it, the one that he wrote, so I understand where he's coming from, and if his work was worth the effort. Maybe he's better than whoever it was that read it. So, let's go to the last place. And that is down here? Toft Deer at the College of Winterhold. Yeah, alright. So, Yngvild. So there was a purpose for it being on my map to begin. Let's go, Serena. Constance, Serena, let's go. There's a purpose for it being on my map, after all. And Yngvild is right here. We can cross this. I think Yngvild's here. Is this the spot? Oh no, Yngvild's there. Right, this is going to be a bit cold, Princess. Like going across the Solitude River. The other side. What is in Yngvild? I have no idea. Oh, the Aurora. Yngvild. Probably a word wall in here, a dragon priest, and a lot of Draugr. If there's a way in. It'd be weird if there was no way in. It's all collapsed. I have to dig my way in. Huh. Did I miss it? Maybe we should set up camp out here. I'm not sure where to go. Is there a doorway that I'm not seeing? Try to smell mustiness, death. Old dust. Oh, what says this? Could the door be here? No. Looks like this is the main way to go, though. Let's follow this. Ah. Well, looks like a cave-type entrance. Let's go inside. Yngvild.
This place makes me feel a little uneasy. Let's not stick around here for too long.
Well, it's surprising how warm it is inside these ice caverns. I have no idea what's down here. Fellhammer? Draugr? My bet is on Draugr. It is an old barrow outside. Even has a Nordic name, Yngvild. Or could there be vampires? Torch. I can't tell. What lives in here? Old and dead. Draugr. Don't usually see that in ice caves. First kill of the dungeon. Icicles like spears. Last moment I bow veered to the right. Lucky the shot still hit. Don't get in my way. I think I hit it in the head. What? Ghost?
It's nothing.
Got ghosts here? It's nothing.
What is it? I certainly would like our cover to be blown.
So, why am I here? Retrieve Arundel's journals. Okay. 4 of them? Ghost.
Who's there?
Ah, Serena!
Enough mucking about. Do this.
Oops. It all went bad once you stepped in front of my bow. Don't do that again. Ancient Nord arrow. Useless. Arundel's Journal, Part 1. Day 1. It seems the Cretans, I'll go with Cretans, of Dawnstar are not quite as foolish as I had surmised. They found my experimentations, and needless to say, were not pleased with what they saw. No matter, my work can only flourish without the distractions of living amongst the unenlightened. I have found a cave off the north coast of Skyrim that will be more than sufficient for my continued studies. The ruins of Yngvild should hold the materials I need to learn more about reanimating and enslaving the dead. On a personal note, I will miss the young maidens of Dawnstar. Such beauty was intoxication. I often found my thoughts wandering around them, imagining secret encounters between myself and 1 or 2 of the local girls. Oh, what man doesn't think of that? I'm supposed to take these, right?
I'm okay with the dark, but I've spent more
I
than
was
my
thinking
share of
stuff like
time
that
in
when I was
caves
13.
already.
Kissing girls and more. But they're thoughts, not actual actions. Not until I moved down to Skyrim. Or sorry, Cyrodiil. And there's nothing here. Well, I don't mind fighting Draugr. I don't mind fighting vampires. I just like a bit of warning for stepping into a room with like 4 or 5 of them that all attack you at once, and they're very powerful. I wasn't ready for that one. And vampires like to do that, ambush. Crushed Draugr. Well, you know what? Most of this place is under ice, so... Actually fortunate to be able to even come in here. Maybe the Draugr have been hacking away at the ice when it comes. Keeping it at bay. Who else would keep all the ice away? Yeah. Oh! Right into the right of its nose, or is it right in its right nostril? That's where I hit it to kill it. The ghost I saw. Aye, you moved.
Who's there?
My bow lifted up at the last moment.
You're dead.
I get arrow 2 back? No. Shh, Constance. Trying to be stealthy. Oh, this would be a good trap. But it also might cave in the whole dungeon if this was to come down. Ah, I've never seen a Nordic ruin quite like this.
Close quarters it is then.
Missed. Shout. Ah. Whoa, what is that?
I'm not someone to be trifled with.
Ebony arrow. Four gold in a chest. Reminds me of that chest that was locked and had 2 gold in it. This was a while back. All the effort to unlock it, and there's just 2 gold in here. Arendille's Journal Part 2. This is some crazy mage, I take it. Day 8, I have established a temporary workstation in the cold caves and have found multiple burial chambers within the snow and ice. While in the first chamber, I exhumed a few test subjects, all female. I was stunned to find my mind wandering again to the... Are you talking about you unearthed Draugr females? And then your mind wanders again to the women of Dawnstar? As I examined my find, at first I was slightly disturbed by my thoughts, but later I found myself reevaluating. Day 9. The first trials went splendidly. Each subject was reanimated in a state of total complacency, bending to my every task and whim. I have ordered a few of my new servants to guard the island, while the rest will act as my personal entourage, standing by me at all times, standing watch over me while asleep. Creepy. You have Draugr standing watch over you while you sleep. Raise zombie. Well, these aren't zombies that we're fighting, they're Draugr.
There you are.
What? See you now.
What is it, pretty boy?
Another journal. Arendille's Journal, Day 21. An intriguing development. Tonight, my guards have brought me a trespasser they found near the cave. At first, I was understandably upset. Not only was I disturbed during one of my few moments alone with my favorite servant. Oh no. But I recognized the trespasser as a milkmaid from Dawnstar. She remembered me as well, and made bold claims that I had been lurking near her at all hours. What? What lies? True, I had taken notice of her on occasion, but she was nowhere near the most noticeable of maidens in town. Her continued accusations, coupled with my fear of more uninvited guests, led me to conclude that she could never return to Dawnstar. My servants were quick to carry out my sentencing. Her body is here next to me as I write this. Funny, her eyes are still so full of life. Perhaps I will try a new experiment tonight, using fresher materials. This is some kind of nasty, necromancer. Maybe this will go below the ice. No, it's still cold. This way. I see a ghost ahead. Oh, that's him sitting right there on the throne. Okay, we found the crazy man. I think we should just walk right up and speak to him instead of my usual shooting my arrows at them. I want to hear what the crazy... I don't know what he is. Arendille. Sounds elvish. Is he Bosmer or is he... Altmer? Hard to tell.
Who's there?
Oh, I see. You just want to fight. Okay. Alright, enough of that. You take this, poison you. Oh, you crazy fool. And it's an Ultimer. Arundel's key. Fear poison. Fear poison. Okay. Fear poison. Powdered mammoth tusk. Daedra heart. Ooh, that's rare items. Reality and other falsehoods. Ectoplasm. Well, the only thing around him was a ghost. Thought he was with his servant. Maybe they rotted away. Don't know. Well, at least he has the presence of mind to have a decent bed room. Oh, this is part of the Necromancer hood. Well, at least it's more stylish than...
Who's there?
What, were you his lover?
I'm not someone to be trifled with.
She was sleeping. A ghost was sleeping. Ah, look. Stone of Baron Zaya. And... the fourth journal. Arundel's journal... Day 28. The new experiment has proven a success. The milkmaid, whose name still escapes me, was revived as the others, bowing to my commands with only one interesting development. She has reformed incorporeally, more phantasm than reanimated dead. As her glowing visage stood before me, I found my hand reaching out to touch her. As my fingers passed through her, I felt a sensation unlike any other, as if her essence were invigorating my very soul, connecting with me on a level no woman of flesh and blood could do. This discovery is life-changing. Day 35. Another week of this. I have ordered my older servants to go out and find any more subjects that may have become lost. With the discovery of the inner sanctum deeper still within Yngvild, I should have sufficient room to store many new materials until I can transform them into willing slaves. I look back on my daydreams whilst living in Dawnstar and wonder if they were in fact portents of times to come. Discovery of inner sanctums deeper within Yngvild. I don't really care about exploring deeper into this place. Flawed Varlastone. Well, that's it then. I was more interested in the ghosts than zombies. I guess that's a bit of a step up. That's the way we came in. What if there's a way out this way? Hopefully there is. What is this? No word wall. Ah, that opened that up. What's in here? Oh, there's a body in there. Two bodies. Three. No letters, nothing to tell me who they were. Breton. There's a Nord behind me. Redguard. Well, he liked his women, but what he does with them is beyond disgusting. Hopefully this is the way up. I don't care about what lies deeper in here. Come on, Serana. Where's my wife? Let's unlock this, I'll summon her after. Right, wife.
You know, you could have waited a bit longer.
You're fine. Come on. Time to get out of this place. This place doesn't smell as bad as most Nordic ruins do. I'm not sure which is the way out. Okay, so straight ahead. So he said he left that author, forget his name, Breton. He left a book. Could it be... Did he mention Morthal? The blacksmith. Guess we'll have to go find out. Alright, this is the way out. My love, it's just us and the animals. We can set up a tent, make love. Under the aurora. As far as I know, there's no more servants, or they could be out. We might be attacked by Draugr at night, but we have a dog to warn us. Dogs also always give good warnings. Alright. I could even read a book come morning. Sounds good. Alright, I have one last book of the Wolf Queen to read. And then that is it for that story. After the death of her son, I can't see her keeping her sanity. The Wolf Queen, Book 8 by Wogan Jarth. From the pen of Inzolicus, 2nd century sage, 3rd era 127. Following the Battle of Ichidag, the Emperor Uriel Septim III was captured, and before he was able to be brought to his uncle's castle in the Hammerfell Kingdom of Gillane, he met his death at the hands of an angry mob. This uncle, Sepphoris, was thereafter proclaimed emperor and rode to the imperial city. The troops formerly loyal to Emperor Uriel and his mother, the Wolf Queen Potema, pledged themselves to the new emperor. In return for their support, the nobility of Skyrim, High Rock, Hammerfell, the Somerset Isle, Valenwood, Black Marsh, and Morrowind demanded and received a new level of autonomy and independence from the Empire. The War of the Red Diamond was at an end. Potema continued to fight a losing battle, her area of influence dwindling until only her Kingdom of Solitude remained in her power. She summoned Daedra to fight for her, had her necromancers resurrect her fallen enemies as undead warriors, and mounted attack after attack on the forces of her brothers, the Emperor Sepphoris Septim I and King Magnus of Lilmoth. Her allies began leaving her as her madness grew, and her only companions were the zombies and skeletons she had amassed over the years. The Kingdom of Solitude became a land of death. Stories of the ancient Wolf Queen being waited on by rotting skeletal chambermaids and holding war plans with vampiric generals terrified her subjects. Surprised she doesn't kill them all and raise them too. Surprised she has subjects. 3rd era 137. Magnus opened up the small window in his room. For the first time in weeks, he heard the sounds of a city. Carts squeaking, horses clopping over the cobblestones, and somewhere a child laughing. He smiled as he returned to his bedside to wash his face and finish dressing. There was a distinctive knock on the door. "Come in, Pell," he said. Pelagius bounded into the room. It was obvious that he had been up for hours. Magnus marveled at his energy and wondered how much longer battles would last if they were run by 12-year-old boys. "Did you see outside yet?" Pelagius asked. "All the townspeople have come back. There are shops and a mages guild." Isn't this the grandson of the Wolf Queen? Potema? "All the townspeople have come back. There are shops and a mages guild, and down by the harbor I saw 100 ships come in from all over the place. They don't have to be afraid anymore. We've taken care of all the zombies and ghosts that used to be their neighbors, and they know it's safe to come back." "Is Uncle Sepphoris going to turn into a zombie when he dies?" asked Pelagius. "I wouldn't put that past him," laughed Magnus. "Why do you ask?" "I heard some people saying that he was old and sick," said Pelagius. "He's not that old," said Magnus. "He's 60 years old. That's just 2 years older than I am." "And how old is Aunt Potema?" asked Pelagius. "Aunt? 70, said Magnus. "And yes, that is old. Any more questions will have to wait. I have to go meet with the commander now, but we can talk at supper. You can make yourself busy and not get into any trouble." "Yes, sir," said Pelagius. He understood that his father had to continue to hold siege on Aunt Potema's castle. After they took it over and locked her up, they would move out of the inn and into the castle. Pelagius was not looking forward to that. The whole town had a funny, sweet, dead smell, but he could not get even as close as the castle and moat without gagging from the stench. They could dump a million flowers on the place and it wouldn't make any difference at all. He walked through the city for hours, buying some food, and then some ribbons for his sister and mother back in Lomoth. He thought about who else he needed to buy gifts for and was stumped. All his cousins, the children of Uncle Sepphoris, Uncle Antiochus, and Aunt Potema, had died during the war. Some of them in battle and some of them during the famines because so many crops had been burned. Aunt Bianchi had died last year. There was only he, his mother, his sister, his father, and his uncle the emperor left, and Aunt Potema, but she didn't really count. When he came upon the Mages Guild earlier that morning, he had decided not to go in. Those places always spooked him with their strange smoke and crystals and old books. This time it occurred to Pelagius that he might buy a gift for Uncle Sepphoris, a souvenir of Solitude's Mages Guild. An old woman was having trouble with the front door, so Pelagius opened it for her. "Thank you," she said. She was easily the oldest thing he had ever seen. Her face looked like an old rotted apple framed with a wild whirl of bright white hair. He instinctively moved away from her gnarled talon when she started to pat him on the head. But there was a gem around her neck that immediately fascinated him. It was a single bright yellow jewel, but it almost looked like there was something trapped within. When the light hit it from the candles, it brought out the form of a four-legged beast, pacing. "Oh, weird." "It's a soul gem," she said, infused with the spirit of a great demon werewolf. It was enchanted long, long ago with the power to charm people, but I've been thinking about giving it another spell. Perhaps something from the School of Alteration like Lock or Shield. She paused and looked at the boy carefully with yellowed, rheumy eyes. "You look familiar to me, boy. What's your name?" "Pelagius," he said. He normally would have said Prince Pelagius, but he was told not to draw attention to himself while in town. "I used to know someone named Pelagius," the old woman said, and slowly smiled. "Are you here alone, Pelagius? Pretty sure this is Potema." "My father is with the army, storming the castle, but he'll be back when the walls have been breached." "Which I dare say won't take too much longer," sighed the old woman. "Nothing, no matter how well built, tends to last. Are you buying something in the Mages Guild?" "I wanted to buy a gift for my uncle," said Pelagius, "but I don't know if I have enough gold." The old woman left the boy to look over the wares while she went to the guild enchanter. He was a young lord, ambitious and new to the kingdom of Solitude. It took a little persuasion and a lot of gold to convince him to remove the charm spell from the soul gem and imbue it with a powerful curse, a slow poison that would drain wisdom from its wearer year by year until he or she lost all reason. Oh. She also purchased a cheap ring of fire resistance. "For your kindness to an old woman, I've bought you these," she said, giving the boy the necklace and the ring. "You can give the ring to your uncle and tell him it has been enchanted with a levitation spell, so if ever he needs to leap from high places, it will protect him. The soul gem is for you." "Thank you," said the boy, "but this is too kind of you." "Kindness has nothing to do with it," she answered, quite honestly. "You see, I was in the Hall of Records at the Imperial Palace once or twice, and I read about you in the foretellings of the Elder Scrolls. You will be emperor one day, my boy, the Emperor Pelagius Septim III, and with this soul gem to guide you, posterity will always remember you and your deeds." With those words, the old woman disappeared down an alley behind the Mages Guild. Pelagius looked after her, but he did not think to search behind a heap of stones. If he had, he would have found a tunnel under the city into the very heart of Castle Solitude, and if he had found his way there, he would have found, past the shambling undead and the moldering remains of a once grand palace, the bedroom of the queen. In that bedroom, he would find the Wolf Queen of Solitude in repose, listening to the sounds of her castle collapsing, and he would see a toothless grin growing on her face as she breathed her last. From the pen of Inzolicus, 2nd century sage, 3rd era, 137. Potema Septim died after a month-long siege on her castle. While she lived, she had been the Wolf Queen of Solitude, daughter of the Emperor Pelagius II, wife of King Mantiarco, aunt of the Empress Kintara II. mother of Emperor Uriel III and sister of the emperors Antiochus and Sepphoris. At her death, Magnus appointed his son, Pelagius, as the titular head of Solitude, under guidance from the Royal Council. Third Era 140. The Emperor Sepphoris Septim died after falling from his horse. His brother was proclaimed the Emperor Magnus Septim, so this is her revenge. She kills the next emperor, and then slowly drains the mind of young Pelagius. Third Era 141. Pelagius, King of Solitude, is recorded as occasionally eccentric in the Imperial Annals. He marries Kentaria, Duchess of Vardenfell. Ah, a dumber woman. Third Era 145. The Emperor Magnus Septim dies. His son, who will be known as Pelagius the Mad, is coronated. So she's behind all that. What a wicked woman. Well, 3 quests knocked out, and maybe a couple follow-up returned to the quest giver. That quest for the book author, that is an interesting NPC quest, and I didn't get it in the usual way. You're supposed to get it at the Winking Skeever in Solitude, which leads you to pick up the book in Morthal and read it. If you do, then you will be able to go to the author and talk to him about it, now that you've read through it. There's a way to get it to start by talking to the gossiping Altmer, how do you say it, Nithriel, in Solitude's court. And I have. She mentions something about the author, and that's how I picked up the quest. Regardless, I still got through a lot there, and now all I have to do is get the book from Morthal, read it, and return to the author without having to go through his entire melancholic speech again. Now with the Wolf Queen series of books complete, I can go through random books I have in Torald and ones he has kept back in Breeze Home, ready to be read. Thanks for watching. Take care.